What's good, everybody? It's your man Big Don coming live naturally on the True Players Podcast episode with my co-host and also host of Beer Convo Family JoeyG. He's no stranger to the podcast. You guys know who he is. We just bless you guys tonight on Sunday night, just talking about wrestling. Wrestling, recapping WrestleMania and the aftermath of WrestleMania with all the people departures and releases from TKO, as well as where we think the writing is trying to go. With the storytelling, because I think me and JoeyG got a big problem with that. I feel that, especially with the revelation that came out that they're using AI to do the storytelling on some of these matches, which is kind of alarming to say the least. But JoeyG, introduce yourself to the people.
What's going on? This is man JoeyG. I'm your host of Beer Convo Family, your co-host to True Players Podcast. Here for another one. Let's get into it.
We're gonna briefly recap WrestleMania. Some of the high spots in WrestleMania, both nights 1 and 2, which I thought, let's talk to the Undisputed World Championship with Cody Rhodes and Randy Orton, which was the not as advertised match of the two world championships, which I was shocked that Randy Orton did not come out as world champion in this match, because I think they were trying to push him to beat John Cena's record of the how many times he held the title before he goes off to the sunset. Your thoughts on that match?
Too soon. As much as I would love to see Randy Orton take that reign and move forward, beating John Cena's record, not yet. Too soon. And you had John Cena there. That's like rubbing salt in the wound.
Well, he got 3 more times to win the title to catch up to John Cena. He's only 14-time world champion, so he got to do it 3 more times. You got to win it, lose it, win it, lose it, win it, lose it to tie him. So he got to lose it 4 more times and win it 5 more times to beat John Cena's record. But that match.
Let's see if they can put it into the storyline. Let's get there first.
Let me tell you something, bro. We're gonna talk a lot about the bullshit storyline and the bullshit stories that these write. So I don't even know what to believe anymore. I don't know what to believe anymore with the writing, but we'll get to that a little bit later. So
okay.
We go into it later because I got a lot to say about that bullshit. I think it's laziness, utter laziness. Right. But nevertheless, let's get on. Let's get on to the next match. I did. Next match was mind you guys, this match is not in order. We're just talking about the most important matches. I know WrestleMania happened 2 weeks ago, so we're a little bit behind on our recap and our thoughts on the process. But we're gonna do this quickly. Liv Morgan versus Stephanie Vaquer. You know how I feel about Stephanie Vaquer, bro.
Mm-hmm.
You know how I feel about her. Yeah, I was very disappointed that she lost the way she lost, and to whom she lost the title too, in Liv Morgan. Nothing against Liv Morgan. You already know my love affair with Liv Morgan, but Stephanie Vaquer took that over. But but I just felt that
it was a great replacement.
Absolutely. But the thing is with that is I truly felt honestly that if anyone was going to beat Stephanie Vaquer for that women's world championship, the Raw version, I truly believe it should have been Raquel. It should have been Raquel that should have been the one to win the championship, not Liv Morgan. We've been there, done that too many times, and for me it's getting a bit dry with her being champion. Your thoughts on that?
No, I don't disagree with that. I didn't feel like, Liv Morgan left as champion because she got injured, whatever the case may be, and they decided to move the belt along. So in that, I get that. But then we come and Stephanie Vaquer she wins the title the way she's supposed to win the title. She went through the reigns and she did what she got to do, and she should continue as the champion, but it didn't work out like that because Liv came back, and now we're going to put her back into the storyline and get her back where she used to be. But what are you going to do with this talent that you have in front of you? You're just going to shit on that talent and then move them to the back of the line? You have the momentum there. Like, Liv has to start all over again. Like, as she's become champion, now she's going to do all the dirty stuff behind the scenes. Like, it's stupid. The storyline is stupid. It's backwards. Let her do all the dirty stuff behind the scenes and let that build up and go back for the championship. Then I can back you on the situation. But you want to do that. Oh, she's champion. But she has the belt. What the fuck does she have to go through all these reigns for? She doesn't have to go through all that.
She, like I said, she been there, we've been there, done that. She did that with Rhea, and now she's doing it with Stephanie Valkyrie. But I do sense what the writers are going to do is put the belt back on Stephanie Valkyrie in a rematch. You know what I'm saying? I truly believe that. And
if that's the case, I'll back that.
Okay. Or if they do the lazy shit and have Raquel turn on Liv.
Well, eventually, you already see the fatal three-way. Mm-hmm. There's a fatal three-way. I already see it. It could be a 4. It could be a 4. It just depends on how the Judgment Day goes down.
Right. I honestly don't know why they keep the Judgment Day storyline together, because once Finn Balor left that Judgment Day, it was over.
It was over.
It was over.
And Liv came back. When Finn left and Liv came back, it was done.
Yeah. So
that was done.
And that he had to do that match with him and Dominic Mysterio was a great match, though. You can't knock that. He went to his demon persona. You know, go ahead.
I'm gonna agree with the fans on Reddit and say that while we appreciated it, it wasn't theatric enough. It wasn't theatric enough. Like, surprise, he's a demon. Into the match. Like, no, build up to that. Or surprise us into the match where we see him evolve to the demon. And then the entry, whatever the case may be. That was the only miss as far as the writer was concerned, as far as that. I don't think they had a problem with the match. They loved the match. I loved the match. But the theatrics of that, why did he transform? Like, there was no reason for him to transform. He's a demon now. What? Who's this guy?
Well, the story was because they didn't allow him to have the demon persona while he was in Judgment Day, which I totally agree. I felt that his demon persona would have worked well with Judgment Day, especially with Damian Priest and Rhearipley was there in Judgment Day. That it would have worked better if they allowed him to do that. But you know, we don't know what goes on in creative. We just go by what other people say, and you know, we could go by our own observation and see what's going on. Being both of us are writers as well, that we can, you know, like I said, we're gonna talk about the writing later.
Okay.
And then let's move over to that next match that we had in night 1. It was Becky Lynch versus AJ Lee. I'm not gonna spend too much time on this match. We all know it. We all know that Becky Lynch was going to win the title because AJ Lee is part-time. She's not going to be there every weekend, every week. So it made sense. I would have loved the scene before they released Zelina Vega, have the two Boricuas go at it, wrestle one time. AJ Lee versus Zelina Vega. I just wanted to see that match one time. Okay,
I agree with you on that. I still didn't like that she lost it, but I get why. I get the why. I felt it was too soon. It's like, oh, she was champion, now she's gone. Like you get that one year reign. She didn't really have a lot of matches during the year, so it was just like, it's a miss for me, but I get it.
But yeah, but we understood it, but it was but the problem is with this win for Becky, where do you go from here? I believe they were trying to have her take on who they had to take it on. There was some female that stepped up and she backed away. I forgot the female who stepped up, but it was kind of like just thrown together in my opinion. But we'll talk more about the poor writing of WWE if they use AI. I mean, people use AI, but AI is not perfect. You understand what I'm saying? So you got to develop you got to develop stories for year's time, a year in the future. But let's
Listen,
get
listen. A pilot can fly a plane by himself. He doesn't need autopilot all the time. If he uses autopilot, then he has to still make sure that the autopilot is doing what he's supposed to be doing. You can
exactly.
you can audible the autopilot.
That's very true. That's very true. But yes, yes, yes. So let's get over to the fatal four-way tag team matchup. Again, I don't agree with the booking on this. I do not agree with it, but I get why. We
Mhm.
had the Bella Twins versus Nia Jax, Last Legend, Charlotte Flair,
Mhm.
Alexa Bliss, and Bailey and Lyra. But
Right.
the returning Paige subbed in for the injured Nikki Bella.
Made sense.
You know what I'm saying? They put the belt on them because of the shock value of her coming back
Right.
to WWE after so many years due to the neck injury, and she was a former AEW wrestler. By
Right.
far, I must say, I may get the trouble for saying this, probably the cutest pale person I've ever seen in my life. But you know,
Okay.
I may get in trouble for saying that, but I'm not meaning that to be funny. But you know, she's cute. You know,
Okay.
and her little British accent and all that stuff. You know, I see why my man Xavier Woods. You know, there was a tape out there of them too. But anyway, I digress. I digress. I digress.
Okay.
She liked the black meat. You know, let's.
Very nice.
uh, did that factor in his release? I don't know, but hey, talk about that later in the match,
Right. Right.
later in
Right.
the podcast. We digress. Anyway, so yeah, Paige and Brie Bella. Great to see Brie Bella back in the WWE, winning the
Mhm.
championship. But I don't agree with the booking. I felt
Okay.
if Last Legend and Nia Jax was going to lose, they should have
Mhm.
lost it to. In my opinion, I would have went with the booking. I would have booked Bailey and Lyra to win it.
Yes, they're deserving, but
Mhm.
they keep being put in a position where um how do you call that? They're pushing the next people up.
Mm-hmm.
They keep being put in those positions. Like, they can wrestle. They're
Mm-hmm.
capable of winning, but they always get put in a position where they lose to somebody they have to help up
Mm-hmm.
to
No, but
get them or push over. That's what I should say.
they're getting pushed over for Paige and Brie Bella. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like I said,
yeah.
I don't agree with it, but I know why they did it because of the return of Paige. I get that, but that's for me.
Well, it's a
Me.
pop, but it's not long lasting.
No, no.
It's not long lasting. What can
Not at
she
all.
do? Did we see that? We didn't see that.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what it boils down to, right?
Yeah, that's what it should boil down to. But like I said, I didn't see the logic behind it. Listen, if we were in the writers room, chatted up with the big wigs, the seat with Triple H and Paul Heyman
Hmm.
and Michael PSAs, my first question to them, asking them if they tell me, we got to write in that the fact that you got to put the belts on Brie Bella and Paige. The first question I would ask, where we going after that?
Right,
I see a dead end.
right. No,
So
and naturally, you want those questions answered. I have to say that they try to put a little bit more production behind the situation and everything like that. So that part of the game we don't really know. So they
mhm,
try to incorporate with the writing. So maybe we're missing that aspect is why we're blindsided. But
mhm.
to your point, I agree with what you're saying. It just doesn't make sense. If you could sit me down and you could explain to me, okay, production wise, this is why it moves, is because it moves these type of units and this, that, and the third. Like, give me a stack where I understand everything in that situation, and I could be like, oh, okay, I see where you're coming from.
Mhm.
But is it effective?
Mhm.
That's what we're getting at. Like, is it effective long term? Like, we want to build the storyline. We want people to be drawn in. We got kids that are coming up. Are they going to be attached to these storylines? You can't just do it for the fans that, oh, they know this character. No, you have to do it for the kids too that are just coming onto the scene to be drawn to these characters. That's how we would put on put on the train to watch this from when it first started till now.
Mm-hmm. I felt if you put it on Lyra and Bailey, you could still do the storyline between them against Charlotte and Alexa, and Nia Jax and Lash Legend. You know, the direction I think is a good idea to break up Nia Jax and Lash Legend right now? I don't think so. I don't think it's a good idea, but there's a push now for Lash Legend to be a singles wrestler to get her singles title. And Nia Jax looks like is what I'm hearing is she's close to retiring. This could be the end of the line for her. She wants to enjoy her life and do what she got to do. But I feel that until she officially says I'm going to retire, you should implement her in the storyline. Should implement Lash Legend. If you're going to do Lash Legend or singles competitor, you got to put her in an Intercontinental Championship first. Put her against Becky. That's where the angle should be for Lash, and then elevate.
Size wise, though, that's like Rey Mysterio versus the Big Show. Like, we're going back into those type matches.
That's true, but we'll talk about where we go after that. But the next match you talk about, which was, I believe, wasn't the first match of the night. It was at night one. It was, I think, the second, third match. Jacobfatu and Drew McIntyre. Good story leading up to the WrestleMania match.
Right.
We knew who was going to go over anyway. It was Jacob. He went over. Rightfully so. But I still feel for Drew McIntyre because the way they be doing him dirty. With the writing, they do him dirty. They put the belt on him when he beat Cody Rhodes. I felt the belt should have stayed on him longer. He should have been the one facing Randy Orton in WrestleMania. And I think TKO had a lot to do with that. They felt that the draw would not be big enough if it was Drew McIntyre versus Randy Orton. They felt the draw wouldn't be big enough. Which it
should have been.
It would have been better. It would have been better. It would have been better.
The story would have been. It would have went a totally different way. Storyline would have went a totally different way. But I do agree with that because we're not looking at it from the analytic point of view. We're looking at it as fans, and we're looking at what would pop and help the culture. As far as wrestling is concerned, and I think that would have been a better match, but it is what it is. That happened. Jacobfatu, I'm with it.
We're gonna talk about Jacob. We'll talk about Jacobfatu a little bit later because he got a big storyline that just popped up like bam.
And Drew McIntyre, we want you to be something in the WWE, like moving forward. Like they should back you, but I don't know right now. And being that we're going to get into these conversations later, you're going to be a part of that list because we feel you should be moving forward. Go ahead.
You should. we believe Drew McIntyre should always be in the main event scene, always for that top world.
Especially now. You know, as people leave, you should be ascending to the top.
He should be
not descending.
No,
you shouldn't be descending right now. You should be ascending.
Next matchup, bro. We're gonna do the first match of night one, which is the 6-man tag Usos LA Knight against the Vision, the new world champions, the Vision, Logan Paul, Austin Theory, and ISO Speed.
ISO Speed.
You know what I'm saying? It was a good match, but they turned on ISO Speed, and ISO Speed got Logan Paul back with that frog splash on the announce table. He
did.
He caught him.
They were sleeping on ISO Speed from the moment he stepped into foot in the WWE. He got his get back from when he got clotheslined.
Oh yeah,
he got his get back. He's not done yet.
No.
He's not done yet, but I see a lot of potential in him.
But
I see a lot of potential in him.
I love the storyline. I love the storyline leading up to the tag team match when LA Knight got into his house. And he was like, "What are you doing in my house? What are you doing in my house? Get out of my house!" He actually walked in on him while he was doing a live.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, "Man, that's wild. That's a wild boy shit right there."
That was good writing.
Yes,
that was good writing.
Yes.
Come in, L.A. Knight, yeah.
I think the homeboy was in his drawers and shit. No, what are you doing in my house?
Yeah. Right. That's good writing. And then it faded to black because the camera went out. That was good.
Good.
We need more of that.
Yes. Yes. And the next match we're going to talk about for night one is my main man, Seth freaking Rollins versus Gunther. I'm going to say his name right because he ain't Seth freaking Rollins to me. He's the architect, the visionary, the revolutionary, House of Justice. He is Seth motherfucking Rollins. Say it right.
Right.
He came back from injury. It was a decent match, but but watching Gunther wrestle starting to bore me, man. It's really starting to bore me.
I saw nothing special in Gunther. Like, his promos were the best to me.
Mm-hmm.
Like, okay, I get it. I'm with this dude. He's serious. I don't care what he say after that. You don't have to wrestle.
No.
Couple moves he got, okay, and the rest. To me, what's this dude's name? The European dude. He was in wrestling, WWF. William Regal.
Mm-hmm.
He reminds me of William Regal.
Mm-hmm.
Same body.
Remember,
same style. Fat. Right.
Mm-hmm. He was fat when he came in, and originally he was a fat boy.
But it's the same style wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
The same style. They all talk. They got the same look.
Mm-hmm.
Shoulder forward. Same thing to me. He's a William Regal of now.
Mm-hmm.
All you do is change his character just a little bit.
The thing is, though, with him is the chops and the fucking sleeper hole. I'm like, come on, man. Can you come with something different? You come with something different. You know, it's not cool. I mean, you could do that with Sheamus. You could do that with freaking which other big guy? You know who you know you're gonna be a banger after banger. You know, but not with Seth Rollins. Let's see some wrestling ability. Let's see some storytelling in that ring. That's what I miss in that ring. The storytelling came when Bronbreakker was running down that aisle as fast as he was. You know, homeboy was tired by the time he got there.
Yes.
But I understand that man played football, but he was sprinting from. I would say he probably did the whole football field run to that ring though. To spare him.
That was a long run.
Yeah.
That was a long run.
Now we got.
No, in essence, Gunther is good because of the popularity or whatever the case may be, but he's not long term. Like, he might as well be a filler. He might as well be a filler at this point. I don't see them keeping him as champion and doing what? Like, what are you doing? Roman's reign was there. You went from Raw to SmackDown. Like, you had a chance to hit the man directly, and you went over the show to SmackDown. Like, that would have been a perfect opportunity. Once again, the people from Reddit agree. With the same scenario.
You thought Gunther should have faced Roman?
He was there, Raw. Why not? He wanted a chance for the world championship belt.
Yeah, but he already won that. He already won that particular belt. So his feud with Cody Rhodes made more sense right
It
now.
did, but I'm saying that Roman is there.
Mm-hmm.
He's there now. And he's supposed to be taking out all the legends. The new legend killer. Which I feel Randy Orton would be a good storyline. Be like, no, I'm the legend killer. Like, come on, incorporate this shit.
Yeah, we doing elementary stuff for great stories. Elementary, we doing elementary shit for great stories, and these guys use the AI.
Come on, man. Like, I'm a fan, and I'm also an avid production person. Like, I want to see this shit pop.
Definitely. But check it out though. But brombreakker coming back. This is the match we were supposed to have in WrestleMania, but both guys get injured. Brombreakker versus Seth freaking Rollins. Now we're gonna have that for SummerSlam. Okay.
Right. Hopefully.
But yes, indeed. Hopefully they don't get hurt. These guys,
right? No injury pending.
These two guys have a tendency.
No injury pending. That's what I have to say about that.
Yeah. Like I said, AI can be wrong because as I read through my notes, they mentioned that Paul Heyman returned to the ring during the Roman Reigns versus CM Punk match, which that did not happen. You see, AI can be wrong. Right. Albeit as we go into night two. That was a hell of a match. Great storytelling between both participants. The only thing that I got lost by, we knew Roman was going to beat CM Punk. At the time, we didn't know which direction they were going to go with both of them. Now we do see at the Raw after the direction they're going with Roman, but what direction are they going with CM Punk now?
He's back to where he was before. Floating. He's floating where he was before. If it wasn't for Jay botching and the match they had together, CM Punk wouldn't have the belt.
That's true. It was supposed to be Jay.
It was supposed to be Jay, but Jay wasn't ready at that time, so they had to change it up. Well, CM Punk, you're here. This is where we're going to go with CM Punk, and we're just going to move forward with that. But it's only going to be for a little while because we never wanted you in that position to begin with. That's what it felt like. It felt like that. Even the matches he had were just like, yeah, we'll just throw him a bone. That's me as a fan looking at the situation. CM Punk came in after a long hiatus and built himself up to where he is now. But they never wanted to put the championship belt on him because they had to punish him for that situation that happened back in the day. Come on, it's never going to change. I don't care who the management is unless they're impartial. But you have somebody that was there during that time period. And there you go. So we'll put him in as a filler, but we're not going to keep him there. No, if you had Paul Heyman behind the wheel, as far as he's in charge of creative, I don't think that would happen. Because Paul Heyman is going to go, this is what's going to pop. This is what is going to move the storyline forward. This is what needs to be done. I feel like he'll push it in the direction it needs to be done. It didn't happen like that. They chose it for the time being and they moved forward.
Right. But let me go back to night one. We saw the beautiful Roxy Perez return, and I must say there was a camera angle that I truly I want to personally thank the cameraman that took that camera angle. Personally, thank you for that. But they quickly removed it. I want to personally thank the cameraman that provides a glimpse of that booty.
Listen, don't fire that cameraman. He's a great cameraman.
Do not fire him. He's wonderful. He's wonderful.
He knows his job. He's
That's
on it.
right. That's right. Let me give me listen. Albeit it was just for like 20 seconds. But
listen, got these heart palpitations. Don't worry about that. I'm good. I'm healthy.
Roxanne Perez can pop rocks me anytime. All right. Now let's get to the match of the night 2. In my opinion, the match of night 2. In my opinion, Obafemi, Brock Lesnar. Your thoughts on that match? They should have done. You know what? They should have done his introduction with the Black Panther. Mefa. And then do his entrance with your thoughts on the match. Your thoughts on the match.
No, I loved it. I felt like Brock Lesnar was looking for a good outro, and he got it with Obafemi. He was looking for a good outro with a wrestler, and Obafemi was that guy. Like he seen where the waters were going. He wasn't a part of that storyline anymore. He understood it. And that's what it was. Great match. We already knew what was going to happen. He's a dominating being, but Obafemi is a dominating being. I would have loved to see. There's no more technical wrestling, so it was just more brute strength. Like you were saying earlier, I want to see more technical. You said with Gunther. I want to see more technical wrestling, but it was what it was. Like he's the new sheriff in town, and he got things running. He's good. He's good. I love it. I love his charisma. I love he doesn't have to say anything. He could just stand there. Like it's perfect. It fits all the staples before that we've watched. All the WrestleManias that we watched, he fits that critique. And looking at him, it's just like, okay, I get that. Where we going from here? All right, writers, what we doing? Who we got for him?
That's a good point. That's a good point. And I felt Brock selected him. He didn't want to do the Gunther bullshit. He said that he's like, I'm not doing that bullshit. I'm not gonna go down on a sleeper. No, I'm gonna take on this young kid right here and I think Brock saw the superstar in him. He's like, listen, I'm gonna put this guy over. This guy gonna be this is me like 20 years ago. Right.
It made sense. That made sense. You're gonna go out and just sleep. No, not the Gunther.
From the first time in the Rumble, and then in that subsequent Raw, when Oba did the power bomb, sit down power bomb on him, and as Oba was standing over him, he took Oba's foot and put it on him.
Right.
You got
to let him know, like, no, you got this.
Yeah.
You got this. I co-sign this shit. You got this.
And I think that when Brock stepped out the ring and stared at him, you saw Oba with tears coming out his eyes.
Right, like you the next big thing.
You got the ultimate
cosign
back. Exactly, the cosign.
He got the ultimate cosign. He got that. No, there's no disbelieving that Obafemi is the next big thing in wrestling. Like he is the beast incarnate.
The new one.
The new one. He's the new one. And let him reign. Let him reign. Let him reign, bro. The only thing I'm worried about is the writing to push him along. Like we're gonna talk about that later because he made a challenge during the press conference after the post conference. We had the halfway mark. Let's get it. We're not there yet. But we're at the halfway mark. Let's get it.
With Trickwilliams, we know Trickwilliams was going to beat Samyzayn for the United States Championship.
Whoop that trick. We knew that.
I felt maybe the putting a belt on him was too soon because I felt he was one of those guys who didn't need a belt, who didn't need the United States Championship belt. He needed the world title. Just like Oba, you can't put him in mid card belts first. They got to go straight to the main event belt, and maybe it should have slowed him down a little bit. But I get it. This is different. It's not Vince McMahon's writing anymore. This is TKO when they're looking to make a profit. So if they're gonna push these guys up faster, they're gonna push these guys up faster, and that's what it is. But Samyzayn just did his part. Albeit, I would have loved to see. I would have loved to see.
He always does.
Yeah, he always does, and he deserves a world title shot, a legit world title shot. Not no squash
for a reign.
Yeah,
for a reign, he needs at least a year or two. At least a year or two. He keeps being pushed to the side.
Yeah. Sami Zayn's another one that gets pushed to the side. But I would have loved to see Carmelo versus Trickwilliams in WrestleMania for the United States belt. Okay. I thought that would have been nice. Or either that or do a three-way, a triple threat match for the US title.
Okay.
That's what I truly felt. I felt they should have went with that more. That's just my opinion. I felt they should have went with that match more. But we had a great ladder match, man. Penta, Javon Evans, Rusev, Rey Mysterio, the Dragon Lee. Who am I missing?
Lee, yeah.
Who am I missing? Penta.
Javon Evans is growing on me heavily. He reminds me of a Kofikingston when Kofikingston first came out. That fucking acrobatic shit that he does is just crazy to me. It's crazy to me, but I love it. And it's effortless. That's what makes it so wonderful. It's effortless. I don't understand why the storyline doesn't push more for stuff like that. And if you can take those clips and put it towards the Lucha Libre thing you're trying to do over there, then you would fucking have something. But that shit's falling flat.
he would be a superstar in AAA though. He'd be a superstar in that Lucha Libre match.
Yes,
he would be.
Because that's what the Lucha Libre started from, the acrobatic and all of that. They put him over there. That's where he's good. And it would be a new introduction because it's predominantly Latin. That's where it's originated from. So putting that element into it mixes it up. And it's, oh shit, this is something new. It's about that time. Get that popping. Stir up the waters a little bit.
That's true. But check it though. It was a hell of a match. Penta defends the Intercontinental Championship. I don't like how they're doing Rusev. They brought him back, and then they're doing this shit to him all over again. Can a man win a belt or something? Win a title? Maybe send him to SmackDown. Let him take on Trickwilliams a few times. Just put him in that light. Yeah.
He's in that light of
True.
CM Punk. He's in that light. I don't know why.
No.
He's in that light.
He's in the same light as Drew McIntyre.
Oh, okay. I'll give you that too.
Yeah, he's more Drew McIntyre.
He's in that abyss.
That's what we call it, the abyss. That's truly what it is.
The abyss. Brooklyn Brawler.
No. He's better than Brooklyn Brawler. No. Brooklyn Brawler was a jobber. No, he's better than that though.
I know he's better than that, but they treat him like a jobber. Is what I'm getting at. Yeah. They treat him like a jobber.
They do. You ain't lying about that.
They treat him like a jobber.
That. But check it. Before we get into the match I want to talk about, which again we have to give massive respect to the cameraman in that match. Before we get there, let's talk about the announcement of biancabelair being pregnant with when John Cena introduced her to the crowd. And I was telling my sister, I was like, listen, she's pregnant. You see how she's walking down the ring? She holding her tummy. I was like, she pregnant. She preggo.
Mm-hmm.
She gonna announce that shit. And I gotta give a big shout out to Montez for finally putting a baby in that beautiful woman. You know, we gotta give that Montez Ford. You know what I'm saying? Now he's back in the frame. Him and Dawkins, they're back to take on the vision. But we'll talk about that more when we get into the Raw segment of the podcast. But congratulations to Biancabelair.
Right.
I know she's been working. I mean, it's tough when you're a female and you try to build a family of your own. Montez Ford already has, I believe, 2 children from a previous relationship. This is her bonding moment with her husband now that they have a child together, and that's now the bond between them two. And
awesome.
I'm gonna digress off of it because people don't understand is when you enter a relationship, whether you're male or female, a new relationship with somebody, and you have children, the bond has to be there between you and that new person. Because no matter what happens, if that new person were to marry you and they don't get and you don't get a child from that, if you don't give that person a child, it leaves a very big hole. Especially if they want to have that child, it's going to leave a big hole in your relationship. It's always going to be the what if,
right?
And that's what people need to understand. I'm just my statement. We're going to digress, but once again, congratulations to Biancabelair on her pregnancy. Hope she lives maybe healthy baby, and we'll see her. We'll see her in late 2027 and early 2028. You know, about that time.
God willing.
Yeah, God willing. Yeah, exactly. God willing, we still got a country. But anyway, I digress.
That's another podcast.
Yeah, that's definitely another podcast on that docket. But let's get to Rhearipley and Jadecargill. I want to get your thoughts on Jadecargill in that matchup.
I don't believe that the writers know what to do with Jadecargill. While the match made sense to put them together, these are 2 titans. We're gonna go at it, and they don't know what to do with Jade. This is a strong. Go ahead.
Do you think they still concerned with her wrestling ability?
Say it one more time.
Do you think they're concerned about her wrestling ability? That's why they don't know where to go with the writing?
But you could say the same thing about Nia Jax.
Well, Nia Jax is better. This is better.
I'm just saying, like, wrestling ability, you don't have as many matches as you're supposed to. Like, who can we put you against? Like, it would make sense. A Jadecargill would make sense with a Nia Jax because they're big. Go ahead.
I'll put it like this: if you really want to do something real special,
go ahead.
This is where Lash Legend comes into play. Okay, this is because she comes into play. Now Rhea's the world champion. You know, rightfully so. I felt anytime she was a world champion, there was interest in that title. Every time she's a world champion. The only females that really brought interest to me in the world championship has been Biancabelair, Rhearipley, Charlotte Flair, Naomi.
Charismatic.
And who else? There was someone I missed that actually brought some credibility to the title. That you can sit there and can't wait to watch next week. Waiting to see what they can do. There's one more female. When I remember that, I'll tell you later in the podcast if I remember that shit.
How about a Lash Legend versus Jadecargill?
I could do a match with Jadecargill versus Lash Legend with Lash Legend as the world champion, and she beats Lash Legend for the world championship for the second time.
That makes sense.
But Lash Legend had to be in that position. That had to be in that position. And how do you get that position with Lash Legend is you got to create a certain situation. She can't. This is what I won't do as a writer. I'm not gonna, if she does. Let's say they put Lash Legend versus Rhearipley. I'm not letting her beat Rhearipley clean.
Okay.
Has to be an interference.
Dirty.
Yeah.
And dirty somehow.
It could be Jadecargill could do one beat interfering in the match. Then you create
Right.
another rematch with Rhearipley against Jadecargill again. Which I must say, the pinning combination that Jadecargill did at WrestleMania. Once again, I want to give a big shout out to the cameraman. That was tremendous. Tremendous camera angles. You know, tremendous. I don't mean to be a perv or a misogynist, horny man, but it was some fantastic camera angles on certain pinning combinations. Give the cameraman ultimate props.
Nobody has to know.
Well, you know who else?
Nobody has to know.
No. Let me tell you something, bro. You know who was looking real good, look like a snack on WrestleMania? They did her makeup right. My chin. Her makeup was right. That she was right.
Okay.
She was right. I have a thing for B-Fab. I have a thing for tall black women. But I have a thing for tall black women. But anyway, B-Fab, Jade.
If you have to do one of these numbers.
No, I don't have to do that. I look dead in their eye. I don't do none of that shit. I look dead in their fucking eye.
See?
Without heels. They don't have to wear heels.
Listen, that's your disadvantage, not mine. Your disadvantage, not mine.
Again, I believe that camera was the same cameraman that gave us the angle of Roxy Perez's booty, and also the Devil's Kiss with Stephanie Vaquer and the winning combination. That we have to give that cameraman a raise. Definitely give him a fucking raise. Give him the fucking raise on that. You can't let him go on that. But all in all, I'm gonna say one thing though about the WrestleMania. We get serious about it, and it's something that Kevin Nash mentioned on his podcast.
Okay.
Click this. He felt that this WrestleMania didn't have no soul.
No, it was commercial, like product, like it didn't like it. That's what's missing. All right, I'll bring it back for you because we used to watch HBO boxing, Showtime boxing back in the day, and we also used to watch WWE. Mm-hmm. We got storylines that fucking enraptured us. Like we were like, oh shit, this person is coming from this point to where they are now, and this match is everything. Everything is on the line, and they're gonna clash. And we're invested in that.
Right.
How invested are we into the matches that are going on right now? How invested are we backing these people that are going into the matches right now? Like, what is the reason why I'm backing these people going into the matches right now? These are the things that are missing. Oh, I want this person to beat that person. Okay, this might as well fucking be online, fucking playing a video game, and that's how we're playing the matches out. Oh, this would be a perfect match. I'm going to write about that.
Listen.
You playing WWE? Was it? Oh, what is it called? The wrestling game.
2K,
what is the wrestling game?
2K26 or something like that.
You playing 2K26, coming up with fucking writing ideas, my guy? That's what you're doing right now? See, I got so excited I dropped the phone.
Listen, let's talk about two things that happened after WrestleMania, bro. As we said, get ready to end this podcast, and we're gonna go a little bit over an hour. So I want to talk about the writing, the laziness, and the writing afterwards. But let's talk about the challenge made by Obafemi in the post conference to Roman Reigns. And Roman Reigns' response to him. And then jacobfatu stepping up to challenge Roman Reigns for the championship at Backlash and using the Tonga grip on him. Your thoughts on that, bro?
I thought it was a good homage to his family. It was a good homage to his family using that move on him, and it hyped me up because I'm like, yo, if anything, He's letting everybody know he's serious about this shit. He's not playing.
Mm-hmm.
Like, fuck you and your history. This is happening right now. And if you're not looking at me as like a viable contender, this is a reason why you should.
This nigga, this
That's
nigga,
what I
this nigga, Roman
that's what I
Reigns
got
told
out of that moment. Go ahead.
Roman Reigns said you challenging him as nepotism. I was like, that shit would have snapped. That would make me snap too, boy. Whoa, I would have snapped too. Tongue gripping everything, bro.
He said, "What? I'm not talking anymore. This is what I'm gonna do." I loved it. I like that moment. I don't know if it was part of writing, whatever the case may be, or improv, whatever the case may be. It fit the situation. I was like, believable. I'm backing him.
Let
Like,
me ask
even if you were a Roman Reigns fan, in that moment, you had to you had to be like, yo, I'm backing that shit because he was talking some shit.
But let me ask you a question.
Go for it.
Why is the storylines with the Samoans with the bloodline seem to be more in lock and step than any other storyline that they have in the WWE?
Because they're in sync.
Mm.
Because they're in sync. Like, they're literally in sync. Nah, we ain't doing that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we could do that. Like, they're in sync.
Mm-hmm.
They talk it over one another. They're in sync.
True.
And plus, that family has been doing it for a minute.
Yeah. For you guys,
that family's been. Go ahead.
Yeah. For you guys who are hating on, who are tired of seeing the bloodline, you see why the storylines make sense. But I think they got I truly believe they got the right bloodline member as a threat to Roman Reigns.
Right.
This guy is talented. Jacobfatu is probably the most talented Samoan out of everybody.
He is.
Skills, mic skills.
I agree.
Everything. And I said,
the one thing that, like, when we talked about this before, I said my only thing with him is we have to be careful because he has an injury problem.
Yes.
He has an injury. He's injury prone because he's willing to do those high risk moves without thinking.
Yes.
Spontaneous, and it happens. Like, he hurt his knee, one of it, and was out for a minute.
The ankle. He hurt his ankle.
That's
when he first came in. When he first came in.
Yeah, when he first came in. So we have to be careful about those parts, but everything else I agree. Character-wise, promotion-wise, like, every aspect of wrestling, I'm with him. That one thing he has to be careful of. If he's willing to hone in on that, he's good. Golden.
True. And but I don't see him be the one to pass the belt to Oba. I think it's still going to be Roman. But Roman's going to be in for a ride for those few months before he gets to Oba. Before Oba gets to him. You know what I mean? We're going to be in for a ride. And then we talk about the next World Championship. Now we see Gunther enter the frame against Cody Rhodes. I got nothing against Cody Rhodes. I think his pop, the storyline he had with Roman Reigns was beautiful. It was well written storyline, and you gotta give Paul Heyman props for this too. Got to give him props too. I think he was involved. He was the executive. I believe he's the executive producer of that storyline. Just like he was the executive producer of the match of Brock Lesnar and Obafemi. Anything Paul Heyman has touched recently has turned to gold. It's turned into money makers. You know what I'm saying? But after Cody Rhodes won the belt from Roman, for him, it became dry like a snap of a finger. It became dry, just like that.
Mhm.
Now you're gonna bring another dry guy, Gunther, into it, or Walter, whatever you want to call him, into this. Now you're gonna have the undisputed championship as a dry storyline for SmackDown.
Right.
Whereas anything Trick Williams does is gonna overstep that storyline. If you get what I'm saying.
Right.
I feel Trick Williams and Samyzayn is a better story than Gunther and Cody. It really is. Why don't you just instead of Gunther? Why don't you just put Samyzayn in that slot? Then have him win. Have him win the belt. Have him squash against Gunther, and then have Trick Williams take out Gunther for the World Championship sometime next year at WrestleMania. That's the way I would have done. That's the way I would have done it. Then you got Trick Williams who could create feuds with Ricky Saints and with Carmelo Hayes for the belt, and then go back to Samyzayn for feuds for the world title. You create a lot of shit with Trick Williams. I'm not dissing Cody Rhodes. I'm not by no stretch of the imagination. I'm not dissing him, but somebody in the writing department dropped the ball with him. They dropped the ball with him.
Is it because of favor?
A fear?
Favor.
Favor? I think Vince was behind him coming back.
Favor.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the only thing that I could think of that would put him in that position. I mean, I love Cody. I understand how he got to his position and everything like that. Like, I was back in his whole situation. His regeneration to the WWE. I loved it. I still would have loved for his brother to come back and be like, yo, I'm that truth. But that's just me.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, if you're gonna have a bloodline feud, that would have been a perfect bloodline feud, and it would have fucking made sense. The battle to move the legacy, if you will, that would have been perfect. I don't know what they want. I mean, it all boils down to like what they want to do, and they have a lot of favorites.
Mm-hmm.
They have a lot of favorites in the WWE. Cody Rhodes knows the business. He knows the production. He knows how everything is supposed to be. So he's going to move accordingly. He's not afraid to do that. How much does he have to sacrifice in these situations to make the storyline pop? He's got fucked up in the last 3 WrestleManias for no reason.
Right. He sure did.
For no reason. Like, what are you fucking him up for?
Right.
This is not a Diamond Dallas Page. It's like, we're going to have that type of match. This is not a Mick Foley match where we're going to have that type of match. It's not that.
Mm-hmm.
He's not that type of wrestler. It's not a hardcore wrestler, but he always gets a glimpse of that. It's like we're going to make you champion, but we're going to punish you first.
Yeah.
We're going to keep you as champion. We're going to punish you first. Mm-hmm. For what reason?
And let me interject you on that stuff too. On that too, because we forget about Seth Rollins for that championship, the Raw Championship. Technically, never lost it. He had to vacate it because he was injured. Now you got to figure out a storyline for him to get back into that circle too.
Right, but they feel that most wrestling fans will forget about that situation and they can move on. Especially with the new people involved in the situation. It's like, oh, they'll move on from that. Don't worry about that. No. You have avid fans like, yo, Take notes. This happened on this date.
Let me tell you something. Seth Rollins will not let him forget it either.
He shouldn't. He shouldn't.
But he got bronbreakker. He got bronbreakker blues right now. So let him handle that situation. And go from there. But like I said, I felt there's ways you could have done the WWE Universal, the Undisputed Championship. I felt the compelling, the thing that's gonna bring people to seats for me would have been Samyzayn versus Cody Rhodes and get that feud going. You do see a heel turn in Samyzayn. That's gonna definitely work out. And go from there. But Gunther doesn't do it for me because his last few wrestling matches, the way he was retiring wrestlers, doing sleeper holes and shit, that shit turned me the fuck off. He did the AJ, he did the AJ, he did the John Cena. That's come on, man. Pin the guy.
No. Pin him. Submission to sleeper? No, that's not what we do. That is call for a rematch. A sleeper hold is a call for a rematch, period.
Absolutely.
You had no other move than to do a sleeper hold. So that's what I feel about those moves. Submission hold, okay. It's kind of, you tapped out. Pin, okay. You got pinned. Sleeper?
The way he tapped out too, fucking John Cena was smiling. Come on, man. Come on, man. I think John Cena purposely that's a burial right there, bro. That's a burial.
At the same, from what I'm hearing, is John Cena wanted to go out like that, but I just felt theatrically, looking at the whole production and everything like that, putting myself outside of a fan. No, we shouldn't have ended like that. I don't like that ending, especially that. I don't want to see you smiling into a sleeper hold.
No.
I don't want to see that.
No.
I get why you did it. I really wouldn't go to sleep, right? And I wouldn't accept this, but I am because I'm leaving. Is what it felt like.
Right. Definitely. But like I said, we're gonna talk more about that. We are talking a little bit about the writing part of the aspect, and then there's more to talk about. But let's talk about the departures of the WWE. It's a sad day. We call it the post WrestleMania.
We can't call it the new day.
No, it's the end of days.
End of days. We could call it the end of days now.
End of days. The big departure. We can't say release. We gotta say departure. And keep in mind one thing. They left because TKO asked them to restructure their contracts. Apparently, they possibly lowballed them because they couldn't find nothing to write about them. And in proper fashion, and the time they put into WWE for the years in their careers, they said we want to be released. I'm not sad about it. I'm sad about it because I felt, especially in Kofi Kingston's case, he should have been done better. He should have been done better throughout writing and all that shit. The best writing that they have for Kofi Kingston was Kofi Mania.
Yes,
that was the best one.
What killed the momentum on that was him being stripped of the belt.
He wasn't stripped of the belt. He lost to Brock Lesnar in 9 seconds. That's what happened.
There's no stripping. He was stripped. He was stripped of the belt. He was killed. They killed his whole momentum with that shit. It was like that shit never happened. Don't fuck. That's what it was. I'm still mad about that shit.
To be honest with you, to be utterly honest with you, I was that seeing Kofi Mania and what and how Vince McMahon did that storyline. That shit brought me back. I was like a fair weather wrestling fan at the time. That shit brought me back to wrestling, man.
Yeah, because he had a reason. you had a reason to come back to it, and he was exciting.
Mm-hmm.
He was exciting. He was doing high risk moves, high flyer shit that we remember from Shawn Michaels, Marty Jannetty. That that type shit. It was like, oh shit, he's new. Like, how you how you getting thrown over the top rope in the Royal Rumble and you fucking landing and still you in the game because your feet never hit the floor. Like you had so many spins that it kept fans interested. Your
Yeah.
attitude, your charisma, your theme,
Mm-hmm.
your whole theme. Everybody was like, "Oh shoot, this is something new. I can get behind that." But once again, because the writing is just like, man, I don't give a fuck about that.
Nah, they don't give a fuck about that shit. The fact that if you want to have them lose on the opening night on Fox Network, can we at least have a decent match? Not no 9 second 9 second bitch move.
Right.
Even though it's Brock Lesnar.
Match over. Fuck.
Yeah, that makes no fucking sense. I would have quit after that shit, man. You couldn't tell me I couldn't, get some licks in and do some moves and shit.
Right.
F5, I hit him one time, he puts me on the shoulder, do F5 and game over. Come on, man. And they stay doing that. They stay doing that to black wrestlers, which I don't like.
Right.
They did it with Bianca with Becky Lynch. I don't like that shit. I don't like that shit.
That one right there, Bianca and Bella. No. 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 It doesn't even make sense to me.
It didn't make sense. It didn't make sense at all. It didn't make
doesn't make sense to me.
No, it didn't make sense.
It doesn't make sense to me.
To this day, are
these writers people who had fights? Do you know how this shit goes? That shit's not possible.
All in all, bro, it just goes to lazy storytelling, lazy writing, not investing on the full roster, only selling for certain people. Which back in the day when we were watching WrestleMania 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, every wrestler on the card had a story behind it. Right. What happened to that?
And a back card.
Yeah.
They had a back card. Just in case this don't work out, we got this in motion.
Let me tell you something, yo. There was a wrestler and I know about it. Rick the Model Martel, only thing he did was win a tag team championship with Tito Santana. His feud with Tito Santana was probably the greatest thing for me. It was probably one of the greatest feuds of all time. And who made that? Who made that shit? Rick the Model Martel.
Right.
He had to threaten to quit in order for Vince to let him do the heel. Let him be a heel. He threatened Vince he was going to quit. I want to turn heel. No, you're not. Well, I'm going to quit. He's like, fuck it, I'm going to let you do it. And then from there, went from his feud from Tito Santana to Jake the Snake Roberts. That was another great feud. I'm like, man, that's my guy, though. Rick Martel was my guy, though. I ain't going to lie, though. The arrogance, the model.
No, it was good.
It was some good shit. And the fact that the man never won a championship during that time was for me is mind-boggling. Again, the writers missed the point. I think we said on the previous podcast, the bloodline and her business should have been big business.
Yes.
For years. For years,
you can build off of that. When we had the before that, you were talking about the Bobby Lashley.
Yeah.
You were talking about Bobby Lashley and Hurt Business. That's what you were talking about. You were talking about the Hurt Business. Hurt Business versus Bloodline.
That should have been the storyline. That would have carried it for that shit could have carried for at least 6-7 years.
But this is the writing. They're not into that. I don't get it. Put it on the TV and see how it play out.
Just imagine the talking, the back and forth between MVP and Paul Heyman. Come on, that's money all by itself. That's money all by itself, right there, man.
Right. Paul Heyman would love it. I know Paul Heyman would love it. He's like, oh, fucking have somebody to sit there and clash with? Okay, cool. We could do that.
And I watched some shorts on YouTube. MVP said that Paul Heyman was his mentor.
Mm.
It was his mentor.
It makes sense because he was in the business.
Mm-hmm.
He was doing promotionals before he even came into the business.
Mm-hmm.
His whole style says that about him. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Paul Heyman. Like he has the attitude. The whole attitude is part of it.
I don't get it. But before we end the podcast, let's go through more departures. We had Aleister Black out. They brought him back just to release him again. Makes no sense. Let go Zelina Vega, one of the prettiest Boricuas I've ever seen on television. They let her go. I'm mad about that too. Santos Escobar, good wrestler. They didn't know what to do with him. Aleister Black, good wrestler, good martial arts background. Didn't know what to do with him. Even JC Mateo, Jeff Cobb, JC Mateo of the MFT. He had skills, but they did not know what. They made him a stooge. They didn't know what to do with him.
Right.
Sometimes when you let people go, you got to look on. And also, they let go of the Motor City Machine Guns, the guys who they came from AEW. Everyone was giving them so much props for signing that tag team. They put the belts on them. After that, what happened? They pushed the WrestleMania. Yeah. The WrestleMania, I would have kept them on for sentimental value, and memory of Bray Wyatt. They cut the entire squad out.
They didn't do anything with them. They had plenty of opportunities to do something with them, especially after Undertaker retired. And I'm so mad about that because if you were supposed to carry on the legacy of that wrestler and have them move forward, y'all never fucking introduced the storyline into there. So where could they interject themselves? Even if they wanted to, where could they?
They couldn't.
Because it came as a pack.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, but we have a bloodline, we have a vision. Yeah, bullshit.
You have enough time. SummerSlam is 2 nights. WrestleMania is 2 nights. You had enough time to create a storyline and give it and drop a good match. Okay,
that would have been a perfect time to do it. SummerSlam and then bring it up to WrestleMania, which has happened in the past. It has happened in the past. You start them off at, even if you wanted to start at Royal Rumble. Start from Royal Rumble, SummerSlam, WrestleMania. So it'll be a big thing and pop.
They didn't want to do it. They just
basically didn't do it. So, I saw what they were trying to do. Like, I understood what the wyattsicks was looking like. I was like, oh, this is fucking going to be awesome. Because all the characters were intricate and they had some different. It's like watching. We say Undertaker, Kane, okay, but Mick Foley was one character that played like 6 different characters. It's kind of like watching that at one time. Why not introduce them in there? It'll give you a lot of fillers that you need, but you're not looking at that. Why? We have one character that can play 6 characters.
Look, it's a situation in which I'm gonna be honest with you. It's like I said, they're lazy, and they don't believe in the entire. They only believe in a certain section of talent, and that has to change. For me, that has to change.
It does. In order for me to continue watching wrestling and getting full off the material you're giving me, I have to get that. I have to. I'm not talking as a person who's just watching as an avid fan. No, I've been watching since I was fucking little.
Mm-hmm.
Since it came on TV.
Mm-hmm.
Since it came on TV. Before it was, what was it? American something wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
Before it became WWE. I've been watching before that.
That's crazy. But on that note, we're gonna end the podcast right here, man. We're gonna end the podcast right here. You guys will definitely see me and JoeyG back recapping Backlash and what happens on Backlash.
Definitely.
We're gonna talk about that. And definitely check us out. Like, subscribe, follow True Players Podcast on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. Like, follow, subscribe, and share. JoeyG, give everyone your handle. The return of Beer Convo Family is coming back. JoeyG, give them the handle on that as well.
Beer Convo Family is coming back. We're starting all over again. We're starting with new co-hosts, new guests, new conversations. We also are doing a little bit of gaming. So if you want to check me out on some gaming stuff, Mr. 1977, Mr. G 1977 is where you find me online. Twitter, look me up. I'm there. Google, I'm there. Facebook, I'm there. Instagram, I'm there.
And don't forget,
we're about to start this thing. True Players Podcast, we're there too.
Gaming,
but
True Players Podcast Gaming, don't forget that either.
Yeah, we're about to start that whole new venture. Get back into that and get it where it needs to be. Hope to see you there. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit us up. If you have any questions, comments, whatever, you know the emails, you know where to find us. Hit us up.
Definitely. And before I end the podcast, once again, I want to give a round of applause for the cameraman of those angles we got on WrestleMania of those lovely ladies. I'm going to repeat it again. I'm going to give him a round of applause right now. Thank you for the cameraman who deserves your praise. On that note,
I have to say this. Before we go.
Mm-hmm.
Congratulations, Sheik. Congratulations, man. I see you out there. You're doing your thing. Keep doing your thing. Congrats. I haven't seen you in a minute. Congrats.
Definitely.
Before we go.
Got you. Definitely, Shiki. Congrats, man. All right.
Because we're talking about wrestling. I got to get you out there, Shiki.
One shout out for Shiki, baby.
Shiki, baby. We love you, Shiki.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are out, people. We'll see you on the next episode.